Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas football here at Lowe's Field in Dallas, Texas, here at the head coach of the 7-2 Newman Smith Trojans, Coach Robert Boone, after a 40-28 win over W.T. White. Coach, first off, congratulations. I believe tonight you guys did clinch a playoff spot, right?
Yes. We that's what we were told, that we win this game right here and also continue to take care of business. But we clinched. This was definitely a clinch playoff game for our team.
All right, I want to talk about the journey that you and your program have taken to get here. We took over a couple of years ago. Program was down in the dumps. This hadn't had a lot of success recently. It was kind of a total rebuild from the jump, and these seniors, I know, have been a huge part of that. Talk about their resiliency and sticking with the program, because it wasn't easy. I mean, you guys went through some tough times trying to get it turned around, and anytime you turn a program around, you go through some tough times. What makes these seniors special to stick with you and your coaches through the good times and through the bad times, and now you're enjoying some good times?
Man, I absolutely love these seniors, and there's not enough word to a phrase that I could say to show how blessed and how much I appreciate those guys. When I got into the program, those guys were freshmen in their sophomore semester, and they stuck with me and they believed in me, not only me but the coaches and what I brought in, and they hung on every word. And despite of what any outsider thought, whether it was the community, media, whatever we were portrayed to be, they said, "Coach, we're not going to be that." And we hung in there. We took our lumps over the last 2 years, but I said, just keep hacking away, keep working, keep believing. Kept working to get the right coaches in place, and those coaches, they coach the tail off. They coach the tail off, and that's what it takes for a whole turnaround, is for just people to believe. You got to believe, and then you got to go put the work in. And that's what happened tonight, and I'm just overjoyed and super proud of everybody.
Now, this game specifically, the last couple of years, you guys have been knocking on the door, and you guys fell a little short to W.T. White. I know this one meant a lot to you and your kids. First off, how does it feel to get over this hump and get that win over W.T. White and get that playoff spot officially clinched? It's got to feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders.
Well, I tell you, I never had a knot bigger in my stomach than when we lost last year around this time. And our kids had worked so hard and felt like we had turned in the program, and that knot was super huge, you know. But I always talk to my guys during the offseason. Anytime we hit adversity, I referenced those losses, those close losses. And I said, we're almost there, but we got to keep building. We've got to remember those things, and we cannot make the same mistake. When that opportunity comes up again, you're prepared, you'll be ready for it, and that's what you saw tonight, is a bunch of guys that had some pitfalls and had some losses, and we learned from it and we bounced back. But to have this one tonight, specifically at Lowe's 2 years ago, we lost, I think, 56-7 in the play win to get in, and so that was on my mind. But our kids played for our brand and our program. We never talked about revenge. We never talked about lick back, anything like that, because it's not authentic. Your play would be more authentic when you're wanting to get it for yourself and for your team and for the people that came before you that set this deal up. And so that's where that energy came from.
All right, and you guys overcame some adversity in this game. You jump out, you're up 26-7, and you know, maybe cruising a little bit, and they came back. They're a good team, and they hit you guys back and took the lead. Took a lead there in the third quarter, and you know, I think I tweeted it out. You know, it was kind of you guys were teetering a little bit, and your defense. You know, your offense put up big numbers, but I thought your defense, they had the ball up too. Your defense gets a stop and holds them and gives the ball back to your offense. And do you feel like at that moment momentum kind of shifted and you guys were able to kind of get control back of the game?
Yes, I mean, momentum was shifting back and forth. I prepared my guys for that. I told everybody, players and coaches, they wanted to. And their coach over there is also saying the same thing. We got to win. And it was their senior night, and we were at home. And we knew we were going to get their best game. So our kids and coaches expected a back and forth. But our program is built off of adversity. And that's when you see that TAT, T-A-A-T, tough at all times. So we expect the worst, and we keep working through it, knowing that we're going to get through it. And so our guys never wavered. Our coaches never wavered. We got the adjustments. W.T. White's a good football team. They're explosive. Their receiver over there just gave us everything that we could handle. And they're explosive too. And so our coaches did a great job of going in at half and making those adjustments. And then just the overall message was to stay the course. Show the Metroplex, show the area in our district what our program is really made of through the offseason and summer workouts and training and fall camp and the way we practice, just the way that we live. And so we thrive in it.
Final question for you, Coach. You got one more next week before the playoffs. I know you want to go into the playoffs on a high note. What do you guys need to be focused on next week? I'm not sure who your opponent is next week, but I know you guys worry about yourselves, but you got an opponent next week, and then hopefully going into the playoffs on a high note. And you guys, you've been a part of playoff teams. How important is it to go into the playoffs playing your best football?
Yeah, that's going to be the main thing that I'm going to be preaching after we go and celebrate this in the locker room. I'm going to be talking to those guys about us versus us, and the next one is the biggest one. And so, every week it's been a big game for us. We wanted to play better for us. Every time we go on the field for our program, players and coaches, we want to coach the best game. We want to play a better game. And so nothing changes. And we have R.L. Turner, and that's a big one for the city, and for, the land of Troy. And so
Battle of Josie, right?
It's the Battle of Josie. So it's going to be a tail in every seat. So, we've got to continue to dominate in every single way. And we want that momentum, and we want to keep going. We're not done.
Coach, congratulations to you and your kids. Congrats, and we'll see you come playoff time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.